Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello there.
Yes, welcome to another episode of Hot12. I'm here with Jacques, as you saw like 2 seconds ago. And yeah, today we're gonna continue with a little bit of a geographical topic, a little bit of trips, a little bit of traveling involved.
Yeah,
Uh,
both
so,
physical and mental.
yeah, something a little bit lighter, not something to get your head spun. So,
Well, you don't know.
yeah,
Actually, you're podcasting with me, so every time it's deep.
yeah, to be honest, we're gonna get into this with a little bit of trips, and then we're gonna go to existential crisis.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start off with the casual. How's been your week?
How's been my week? Well, I just got back from Sofia like 2 hours ago.
Mhm.
I'm a bit tired, but a lot of things happened. A lot of
Yes.
partying, a lot of meetings that I had. I saw the new studio there. That's really exciting. It's under construction.
Just to give a little bit of an image, Sofia is a 6 hour away drive. So
Yeah, 6 hour and a half, and every day, actually for the last 4 days, I was sleeping maybe 4 5 hours per day, and I was
uh,
walking 5 6 kilometers. So I
so the
was
amount
very
of
active,
kilometers is equal to the number of
of
hours you
course.
sleep.
Yes, but I need to explore, and I had really great time there. So how's been your week?
Not as exciting as yours. I definitely got more hours of sleep, to be
Yeah,
honest. But hectic. Uh,
hectic. Yeah.
hectic because with the previous podcast editing and some other side hustles involving writing right now, I kind of
You got back into it.
yeah, yeah, I got back into it,
Wow.
bro. Yeah, I got back into it. It never hurts to have a little bit more money, so
Yeah,
yeah. Definitely, I'm gonna try something new because, ChatGPT.
it's
Uh,
coming for you.
I actually tried it already.
Yeah,
It's quite awesome, and it helps a lot. I the cool thing is because you can enter like keywords, and it just describes everything. It gets out the whole thing in like seconds.
yes.
It got around real fast. Like the site is overwhelmed. By the way, like two or three times I couldn't even get in. It's like we're working on the problem right now.
Yeah,
We cannot let you in, and I'm like, okay, but I got work.
yes. So you don't close the tab. It's always open for
Uh,
ChatGPT.
by the way, yeah,
Yeah,
I have like three tabs open around three key phrases
yeah,
that I'm using for the article, and from then on, I'm gonna continue on like the typical content writing stuff. Like I need to get the intro, I need to go around that because it's involves mostly steps. Like right now, I'm just describing steps in a certain research process. This is the topic of the article, and yeah, I already got the steps, by the way. ChatGPT for the win.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay, that's nice. We what can you say about the content writers that are how to say under fire with ChatGPT? Because you are one of the first that I hear that they are not scared of this AI, but the opposite. It's helping them to provide.
I
Bec-
think it's because it's still experimental. A lot of people don't use it, and like they use it right now just sort of to see what's going on with it. That's why there's a lot of traffic in the site.
yeah,
They're not using it so much for commercial purposes. They're still getting into it. Like I'm not saying that not
yeah,
half of the people are probably using it for commercial purposes. Uh, but it was actually encouraged by the people I work with. They said like if you need help with ChatGPT, just use it. Like
yeah,
it's definitely not gonna take away the bread from many content writers because it's still new, and second of all, it doesn't replace this key like human interaction that you
Yeah.
can have from writing. Like you cannot write novels with it.
Yeah. It's
It-
not emotional
yeah,
because it
it's
can have emotions. Yeah.
mm, yeah, it's just
That's always good.
you don't have that. You do not. Uh, it cannot control the narrative of the
Yeah.
article. While a human like can describe something, other people to perceive it.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about that yet, and since it's encouraged by the people I work with,
And
I
you
don't.
can do more projects than like when you're not being held by the ChatGPT. You need to invest more time compared to how many like side projects now you can do with this company. How many texts or so forth.
Yeah, especially when like this like articles for them are usually 1,000 words minimum. So
Mm.
I'm not gonna have less than 1,000 words to write, and it definitely improves my time frame.
Yeah. Yeah, we're using it this also at work for social media posts, for descriptions, and when you know that the entire information is correct up until 2021, you're good to go. After that, you just need to check it if
Yeah,
it's up to date, and if you need something, just he could like lay the foundation of the text, and after that you can just edit, and skips us like 50% of the time that we need to invest in those texts and content and everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on the topic. If you want it to be a little bit informal and a little bit more slang, like for instance, like um, your side of the job, like
Yeah. Yeah, we
streetwear.
ask him to be professional, but not to be silly.
Yeah,
The language that he uses, and he understands actually. Just
I'm still wrapping my head around that because I'm not using all the tools
yeah,
with ChatGPT. Like I got into it today.
yeah.
I
Ah, okay,
yeah,
okay.
I literally I signed up today
Yeah,
and I got the notification code. So this is my first researches were surrounding this article, and from then on, I'm gonna see what's going on.
yeah.
Go on.
Nice. Anything else that happened or just work?
No, mostly work right now. My life is consisting of work, uh, and watching Netflix series with my girl.
Nice.
Yes, and not only that, it's I got a lot of uh, how should I say? I got a break from social media a lot when I'm with her, and it's really like really great. It's something new. I've never like when people text me. It takes like for instance when people texted me like 2 years ago, I wanted to like respond instantly. Like
Yeah,
right now, it's just it depends on the how how needed am I, and like
mm-hmm.
it depends if it's work related, I'm gonna like text immediately, but if it's not, I'm just gonna take my time,
Yeah,
text when I have time, like be more in the moment, sort of.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's nice. But just put me in favorite when I text
of course. I don't have much friends.
you.
What do you think? You think someone else writes me? It's you, my girl, and probably
In this group and Viber with
in
your
this group and
parents.
Viber. Yeah, with my boxing and another friend that we go boxing and smoke shisha. This is the only people that write me pretty much, and everything regarding work, which is
Yes.
I don't know if I should call them friends, like except you, of course, but
Yeah.
the people that I write with, like they're just people that I know since I was a kid. But other
Yeah.
than that,
Not so many friends, but still some people that relate to you. But to
mm,
have like, I don't have much friends as well because this
w-
is like the closest of your circle, and like I said it to be um the whisper in your ear.
mm. But also your circle always it's the usual stuff. Like the circle goes gets smaller and smaller with time.
Yeah.
You get to pick your friends a lot more. While we were 19, it was a different story. We just wanted to have as many connections as possible. I do have connections, but they're separated from friends. Like
Yeah.
people that can help me with something, yeah, but we have just a mutual dependency on that.
Yeah.
Like they provide a certain service I need, I provide a certain service they need. We can help each other out, but I wouldn't consider them friends.
Yeah. It's business-like
Uh,
relationship.
yeah.
But we understand now more how are people like going into life, what is their energy,
Mm.
because most of them they can drain you. And you can I just saw one video of Patrick, and he said that he had one friend. He used to um, speak with him on the phone for 45 minutes, and that he felt guilty if he's not picking up, because he knows that this guy is feeling sad regarding his
Yeah.
family, his life, and he's really like low. And at some point he said to him that just don't call me anymore, because he knows the moment like he hangs up, he calls another friend and he starts like being negative
Mm.
around everything. So it's important like who you listen, who are you around. I didn't understand it before, that this saying again, that um, the five people like the closest in your circle are the people that you are.
Mm.
So you are their mirror as well.
You become the people you hang out with.
Yes.
This is basically
Thank
the thing you wanted to get around. I
you.
just wanted to
Yes,
simplify it.
another quote.
Another quote.
Yeah.
Yeah. So regarding actually this whole topic of meeting new people and like you traveling to Sofia, this is something that inspired like today's whole topic about like trips we used to have, because
Yes.
to be honest, I never had before 2021. I never had a trip outside of my country that didn't involve work. By the way, yeah,
Yeah.
everything was work. Even when I went to the States, it was on work and travel program. When I got this tour, which we're gonna talk about in a moment, around Europe, this was all about work. I was with my boss,
Yeah.
and in 2021, I just went to see a friend in Germany, which it was the first time with me going to a different country and just be like, oh, I'm gonna chill.
Yeah. On
I'm
a
gonna,
vacation.
yeah, on a vacation, and it's just I actually have a funny story regarding Germany. I was on the tram. This was like almost like a year and a half ago. It was summer. I was on tram, and this was my first time on a tram like alone in Germany, because I was always surrounded by my friend.
Yeah.
And we skipped around town. We went sightseeing because she wanted to show me around, like what's in Frankfurt specifically, what's going on there, like uh, all the sites, all the monuments, all the stores, of course.
Mhm.
Especially when you're with a female friend, you're gonna
Of
visit
course.
stores at some point. And we wanted to see all that, but she had to go to work because she's in the medical sphere, and it was like I don't know 7 8 p.m. at night. It was still light because it's summer, and I went on the tram to get to the apartment, and this was we, something about the ticket system that's installed in Germany. It's really discouraging tourists to go get a ticket from there, because you have to have a local address and a local phone.
Really?
Yeah, for you to actually be able to buy a ticket to the system. So we managed to she hooked me up to her account, and actually we created an account, but I used her phone,
Yeah.
and
But is that something new? Because I was in Germany a couple of years ago, and I don't think they had this one.
yeah, this is something new. This is
Okay.
this is an app. You
Yeah.
download the app and you buy a ticket there. You get weekly tickets, monthly tickets. It depends on how much
Yeah.
you need to be, which is very it's great for tourists. It can be implemented quite a bit in tourism, but I guess maybe they fixed it right now. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but when I was there, you need to have a local address and a local phone, which I didn't have either. She, as I said, she hooked me up with that. We bought a ticket from my account, but I forgot my pass. It's a good thing
course.
that I screenshotted like the actual ticket,
Yeah.
the QR code. I had it in my images, and when I got on the tram on the way back, this was maybe 3 4 days. I was still using this as a code. As some
Yeah.
this is bought, so you don't need to actually check in. You just have it on you.
Yeah.
At some point, when the certain authorities come in to check in, like if you have a ticket or not, you just show this, and you're good to go. I knew this. Like I had it
Yeah.
in images, and of course, when I was on the tram, three guys came in. Like they were the actual like controlling authority on the tram. They came in and they said like, "Can you show?" They started checking everybody's tickets, and I'm like, "Cool, yeah, I have it on my images. Like, what's the problem?" I whip it out, and they're like, "Oh no, you have to get into the app."
Of course.
And I was like, "Come on, man, I forgot my pass." They're like not having it. They were kind of I can see the frustration, like the three of them surrounding me from all
Yeah.
points, like thinking I was gonna like ditch the fucking tram mid, like I'm gonna jump
Push
mid-air.
everyone
Yep,
around.
yeah, like which is I understood later that this was something fairly common, to be honest.
Really?
Like yeah, my friend said that a lot of people when they get cut off, they try to like run.
Of course. I'll do the same.
Yeah, this is a typical Bulgarian move. I didn't know that this was possible in Germany, but I
Yeah.
guess you get to have it everywhere.
But I don't know, were they like policemen or just
No, no, these were people that catered after this.
mm-hmm.
This was the specific authority for transport.
Yeah.
So they didn't have a badge or anything. They have the ability to fine you, of course, which later happened to me. Like they said, the actual ride was like €6, but they said because you're no, it was less than that. It was €2 or €3, but they said the fine is like 60. And I was like, I don't want any problems in Germany. I don't want to go to jail like on my fourth day. Like this is my first time on vacation, and I get to have problems on the fucking tram. So I whip out €60 and I'm like, here.
Really?
Yeah.
You gave them the money?
Yeah. I actually gave them the money.
No way.
And he was like, he was taking it from my hand. Like they wanted ID. So they got my
Yeah.
ID. They were ready to write me off like a ticket or I don't know what it is. Or just get me in the system. Fucking wanted felon for not having a ticket on the tram. Uh, and when I handed the €60, he was like, you have the like he was shocked that I was giving him €60. It was something like I guess it was amazing to him that someone is gonna pay the fine
Yeah. He was
momentarily.
waiting to be scammed.
Yeah, yeah, typical I guess German move.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, but let's get off the next stop. And I was like, come on, bro, like I just gave you €60 and you're not even gonna let me go on like to my last stop. You gotta let me go at this stop now. Like okay. I got off on the tram. I got off from the tram. We all got off, even the three guys. And he was like, you know what? Here's the €60 back. You get to get off with a warning. And I'm like, yeah, I guess when you're compliant, it's better. Like
Yes.
you don't need to run. If I ran, I think it would have been worse and if I argued as well. Because I
Yeah.
didn't argue, I was pretty chill,
Yes.
and I was like sitting there, like, okay, you're gonna write me a ticket. By the way, I was on the phone with my friend. And she was like,
Run.
"No," she was like, "Hand me the phone," because she knew German. I knew
Yeah.
only English. We spoke in English. Like the guys knew, like they understood me perfectly. But
Yeah.
they wanted to like have this. Like they finally got someone on the fucking tram. But when I was so compliant, they were like, "You know what? You get off with a warning. I see that you're a tourist. You don't have like German ID, so." Here you go. And I was like,
Poor
sure.
guy from Bulgaria. Here's your €60.
Yeah, they probably were shocked that a guy from Bulgaria would pay €60
Yes.
fines.
Because usually when we are abroad, people think that we're gypsies actually,
Mm,
that we're black,
yeah, and 60
brown.
euros is like a week's salary,
Yeah.
so it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I got off unscathed, to be honest, but I had to walk. I couldn't get on the tram this day. I had to buy myself another ticket, which they didn't have an actual machine on the bus on the tram stop.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk. You know
Mm.
what? It's a good day. It's summer, so I didn't have any problem with that. But I was like, come on, I was supposed to be home by now. Why do I have to fucking
Mm.
walk?
I hope now it's better because I know I will be in Berlin, but I will see how are the tickets and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, Germany, like, it's nice and all, but like you wanted to say something about the Erasmus trips.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like Erasmus is a program that it's not actually like student exchange, more likely a student from Bulgaria. I don't know how, like in Europe it's a pretty big program because
Yeah.
people from a university in a certain country, they can go and visit for one semester the other university in another country and they get paid for that,
Yeah.
I guess.
You actually have 2 semester for your bachelor and for your
Oh,
masters if you
there's a
get it.
limit.
Yeah.
You
You
cannot
can
go.
just go two
Hmm.
semester. I will go like every semester if I could. But we had people in. I was in Czech Republic and the first time, and then in Poland in Warsaw, and the second time we had people from Argentina, from Brazil, so maybe in South America, and we had also guy from Texas that he left like he said to his family, "I'm going on Erasmus." He's 43,
I
and he
didn't even.
started like drinking and smoking. He
Isn't
was
there an age limit? What do you mean 43?
no, there wasn't,
What?
which was strange because I think it's around 35, but this guy he was
I thought it
lucky.
was like 28 because on work and travel programs to the States, it's like 28. You
Yeah.
cannot go after that.
But I think on Erasmus they don't have age limit problem. He was 43.
Damn.
He was knocked out all of the time. So yeah, the Erasmus student network and also like program because the network like when you go there you have a person that comes in and he's responsible for you. He's part
Mm-hmm.
of the network and he goes around with you. He shows you like places in the university. Mine in Poland was like, "Hello, let's go and drink." I was like, I'm with 50 kilos of
Typical Polish like
yeah,
attitudes.
with 50 kilos of baggage, and my my luggage went on fire, like the little wheel.
Yes, I remember the story. You said like my bag, like my suitcase caught on fire,
Yeah,
and I was like, "What do you like? How do you mean on fire? Like literally,
it was so heavy.
it was so heavy that the actual wheels on the suitcase went on fire.
Yeah,
Like
you
it
can
caught fire.
imagine how much clothes one girl like goes to on a week vacation. Now compare this to
Um, uh,
5 months.
yeah, for a 5 month vacation. Yeah,
Everything that you have.
it's like they don't sell clothes in like
I'm
Poland.
moving. I'm just moving.
You're moving.
But he said, let's go for a walk, and we were traveling 30 hours by bus. My legs are like this.
Mhm.
But he said that it's close, and we went to a park, we went to another place, and I'm with 2 luggages, and my friends also as well. We
Mhm.
were like, let's just go to the apartment that we rented, and he said okay, and then we went to the metro.
Okay.
Yes, and I just stopped communicating with him because he was always like, "Let's drink, let's drink." I was like, "Calm down, really." And I started drinking, but still, I didn't like this guy.
Yeah.
So about the trips, the interesting part was like in my university, I think the second year I decided to go for the winter semester, and I was working already in the company that I'm still working.
Hmm.
And I told them that I'm going, and they said, "Okay, everything is fine." I was like, "Something is not right here." How are they like?
So chill about it.
Yeah. And the day came, and as you remember, I was sleeping at your place because I had to move out from the dormitory.
Yeah.
And I just, I think I was so overthinking it like one day I'm going at work and I'm saying I'm going to Prague. They're like, okay, let's have a party that you're leaving. And the next day I'm like, fuck, no, I'm not going. I must work here. I must stay. And my friends already went there and they're like, Jackie, are you coming? I was like, I don't know. I'm calling the coffee teller guy because I was
The
going there.
what?
Coffee teller guy. I
Fuck is
was
a
like, coffee
this
teller,
is
you
a
go there,
medium.
drink coffee, and he tells
Oh,
you
this
the
is a
future.
medium. Like this is
Yeah,
the guy you drink a coffee and he tells you your
yeah.
future by
I
looking at
was
the
like,
bottom of the cup.
just tell me what's going on. Should I go or should I not? He's like, I don't know. I was like, just see the future.
Fucking coffee towers are like, bro, what the fuck is this? I don't
Yeah.
know.
And I was sleeping next to him. I remember I was like awake at 5 a.m. I was like, Gish, should I go or should I not? He was like, just fucking leave
Oh my
already.
god, I forgot about this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This was a fucking like, should I go? And this was so the last moment.
Yeah.
I think I still have a picture with you like this
Yeah.
on the
I haven't
luggage.
slept for 3 days.
Yes, and like, should I go to Erasmus like study?
Yeah. Well, because when you're here and when you start working and you're just
Planting your feet on the
yeah,
ground.
yeah, exactly. And you can't break this barrier just to go out of your comfort
Mm,
zone that you just found. And you're receiving some money, receiving some appreciation, some experience, and it's new for you. And then you have to switch quickly. But like my bosses told me everything is okay, but I was still suspicious that everything is fine. So at the end, I was at work and I said, I'm going. And I
Typical
called.
Jackie move. He
Yes,
just like
fuck
sitting
this shit.
there completely chill. You know what? You know fucking what? I'm going to fucking Czechoslovakia, bro.
Yeah, it's an atomic bomb. It's like,
Yes.
yeah,
You-
in my mind. And I called the bus station. I said, do you have some tickets left for Prague? And they said only one. And I was like, I'm coming at lunch. I'm buying it. I was staying at work till 10 p.m. I went back to the apartment. I
Yeah.
just like like my entire luggage was there, so I just put everything inside and then went 30 hours by bus again. It's my first 30-hour trip. I
Oh,
think I was going to die in this bus.
I know the feeling.
Yes. And it was like the best decision in my life because during this time I learned so much about myself. Not so much as the second Erasmus because at the first one I was really young and I was always party, party, party. I was
Mm.
barely sober, which was not good, but we had some fun. You just lived through this, and I found my first love. um, I was a bit risky at some point because I was being left at a disco in the central part of Prague, and I'm like up in the hill, and they're like, "Bye bye, Jackie," and I'm okay. I
What?
don't have money to come back. How am I going to
Ca-
survive? But
can someone please tell me what to do now?
yeah, but as every big city is really dangerous, but I think God was always next to my by my side because I was really put in some different situations that I was running from a guy and I went to the taxi and I was like, just go, and he ran behind the taxi.
Jesus.
Yes,
Damn.
and a lot of crazy people, but you meet different personas, different cultures. There, it was mainly Spanish and Czechoslovakian. Yeah,
Yeah.
which they didn't like speaking in English, so you're just going with the Spanish guys and some Mexico, something like that. But the university was not so big, so my I could say that Warsaw is one of the best universities. It was actually in top 10. Also, the country is better than Prague, I think. The city as well. It's there we were like 350 students, and in Prague were like 20. And they said, just come at the end of the year and paste something from Wikipedia, and you should sing one Czechoslovakian song with your teacher, and that was it.
Yeah.
You don't just. Mm,
Actually, to correct ourselves, Uh, I don't think it's appropriate for us to call it Czechoslovakian because it's not Czechoslovakia anymore. It's the
Yes,
Czech
Czech
Republic.
Republic.
Yeah, because
Sorry.
we're gonna get heat
Yes.
if we continue on with this.
Yes, Czech Republic. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
We went to communism, like, but
yeah,
yeah, I have a lot of stories actually, but still, I should say that every person and that it's in university should travel abroad and should
yeah.
try Erasmus because it's so different and you're there by yourself and you have some money that you have saved and that the European like Union gives you as
Part of the program.
yeah, part of the program, but in a month and a half I'm already like 60 or 70% from the money are
Yeah,
like off and you're
the
start
budget
like
slowly dies. Actually, fast.
yeah, and you can meet a lot of people that are they had a lot of side hustles there, the ones in Warsaw. The teachers were great. We had to study a lot. Besides like traveling, I traveled there for the first time in Italy, and it was actually my first plane flight. So I was so scared that my feet are leaving the earth because I'm scared of heights, but it was an experience. And we were just walking like 20 hours per day, sleeping a bit in some holes, really holes, because
Yeah,
we didn't have money. But we saw Venice, Florence, a lot of those cities, and it was great.
yeah. Well, I guess a great experience. Like, I never got to like. I think you and maybe some of our like colleagues in college tried to persuade me into going to an Erasmus trip, but
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't see it as something that I should do. I just wanted. My idea then was like I really wanted to visit the States, so a work and travel program made perfect sense to me.
yeah,
Even though it's like 3 times as expensive as a normal fucking Erasmus program, but yeah, why not? Like, fucking, like, go get a credit like a
yeah,
normal fucking person, which I did. The most American way, go get your credit.
yes,
And yeah, but this is a whole nother story. Like for me, like I guess we don't have much time to go into it. We're gonna get
yeah,
into it another time, but one of the most like I don't like how should I say maybe not expiring, but uh, like valuable stories to me. Something that really I enjoy now when I recollect when I remember it, but when I was in the moment, I was like, I'm fucking tired. I don't need
yeah,
to do this. But this was probably my trip to around Europe, but my first destination was Switzerland. So to begin the story, I'm gonna go into depth of why I was
yeah,
there. Like at the time, working. Uh, I was working in high-end watches, like marketing for high-end watches, like something around between 200 euro and 10,000 euro if you wish.
yeah,
Like you can get a Rolex. Like if you need a Rolex, you can find it.
yeah.
We didn't like per se. We didn't uh, sell it, but we can find people who did.
Mm.
So my boss at the time said, "You know what? We gotta go and meet our partners in several countries, like one of like Switzerland, Italy. We went to France, a couple places in Switzerland, to be honest, but we needed to move around a lot. And like distances in Europe are like all as far as close. Like you can go there in a day's drive.
Yeah.
To be honest, if you wanted to be like this. Uh, but the worst part was because he had anxiety on planes, so we had to travel by car. So to begin
For Europe.
this fucking story is just so weird. Like I didn't know how you even got into it. Like why did I say yes to this trip? Like it's something very memorable. But of
Yes.
course at the time I was like, you know what? I knew this guy for like I don't know 2 weeks, and he was like, you know what? Let's go and meet our partners in Europe. You're gonna be with me and like for a month, and we're gonna be touring around Europe. And I'm like, okay, are we gonna do it by plane? He's like, nope, we're gonna do it by car. I'm like,
Sounds
okay.
nice.
No, it like yeah,
Yeah.
the scenery you see, you're gonna see
Yes.
shit, but I don't think I didn't
That's the
expect what
trap.
Yeah, I didn't expect. Okay.
You didn't expect?
I didn't expect what was to come. And we started the trip. We started the trip with his car. We left around like 7 or 8 p.m. at night. We were supposed to be in like Zurich. I don't know, maybe 2 days later, which was, gives us enough time to like go sleep somewhere,
Yeah.
like get there in time and not be like totally wasted by the fucking trip. And it's this is like a 2,000 and like 2,200 kilometers, which is around, I don't know, maybe 1,500 miles when you
Yeah.
think about it in like in miles. And we left with this car, and like 90 kilometers in, his fucking radiator broke or some shit. Like, okay, here begins the shit. We went back. We managed to get back to the initial to Varna. We started from Varna. And we decided to get a bus to Sofia, which is the night bus with the worst fucking traveling company you can like by like. I'm not even gonna say the name of it. I don't want to get like sued by these guys, but yeah, it was a 6 hour, 6.5 hour like trip to Sofia with this bus. It was January, so it was cold. The bus was like it was like a tin can with windows and wheels below it. It was
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, most of our buses are probably from the Second World War, or they look like that.
Yeah, mostly they look like that. Like
Yeah.
they've been acquired by our country in like in the 1990s
Yes.
or like in the beginning of the 2000s, which means they're like, I don't know, like 20-year-old fucking buses.
Yeah.
So we started like moving to Sofia. We went there. We were there at like 8 p.m. in the morning. This is the first night in this very uncomfortable bus, which I didn't get enough sleep. I get like 2 hours of sleep because I'm not a very uh I can't actually sleep while traveling. I got a hard time like sleeping when I'm moving while
Yeah.
moving. So I got like 2 hours of napping, to be honest. And when we went there, we started looking for like things to go to Zurich because the initial plan was by car, but now the whole shit changed and we had to do it like we had to instantly like think of a plan to go there without involving a fucking plane. So it was by train, and we're like, okay, train is one. Train doesn't. We don't have a train to Zurich. Fuck. Okay, so we're gonna get a rental car, and then we understood that you cannot get a rental car from Bulgaria and go to Zurich because East and West Europe are divided, and you cannot travel a rental that you get in East Europe. You cannot travel with it to West Europe. It just companies don't work that way. Like they have a limit.
Yeah.
When you get a car from the Balkans or something Eastern, you gotta travel only there, only these countries. But when you get a car from West, you can only get in trouble in the Western
I didn't
countries.
know that.
Yeah, we didn't know that as
Yeah.
well. We just like we found out.
Just bicycle.
Yeah, you can bike like 7 days. Uh, and when we got there, like rental car got off the list because we checked that we cannot go with it, and what we were left with was a bus. But the next problem was they didn't have a direct bus to Zurich, so we had to get on a bus that was to Vienna in Austria, and this was a 16-hour bus. I already didn't sleep one night, and this was a
Yeah.
bus from 3 p.m. the next day. So when we got there at 8 a.m., we waited to 3 p.m. to get on
Oh
that
my god.
bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we traveled 16 hours to fucking Vienna. Again, I slept like 2 or 3 hours on the fucking bus, which means 2 days I've slept 4 or 5 hours
Yes.
in total.
It's nice.
Yes, he wasn't sleeping much more than me, so I can believe I
Hallucinating together.
yes, we were both demented at that point.
Yeah.
And when we got to Vienna, the next plan was okay, let's see what's the best thing we can do to get like we got there at 6 a.m. and we had to be there for a meeting we had to be in Zurich, which is like a 9 hour drive. We had to be there at like like 2 or 3 p.m.
Yeah.
We didn't make it. We managed to get there by 5 p.m. after we get a rental car because this is already Western Europe. We can get a
Yeah.
rental car. We got a rental car, and we drove 9 hours while still not sleeping. Like we got there at 5.
No drugs?
Yes, no drugs. We managed, and this was like we got there at 5 or 6 p.m. I'm tired as fuck, and we got a meeting, like a dinner meeting, with all the people from around the world regarding watches.
Yeah.
Bro, this was fucking weird.
Why?
Like this was the first time I was on a this was the most like formal meeting I have ever been. Like I was 23, 24.
Yeah.
I'm still young. I've never been like traveling to a meeting somewhere else in the country, like business wise. And I had to like keep my posture, keep my cool with everything.
Yeah.
But I was so damn tired, so I kept cool with everything
Yeah.
because you can fucking explode a car next to me. I'm like, yeah, nice, that's great. I went out smoking a cigarette, and because my blood pressure was so low, I thought I was gonna faint because my blood pressure exploded from the cigarette because cigarettes like
Yeah.
contract veins,
Oh my
and I was gonna die that same night.
god.
And the next day, like to finish off the story, the next day we had a meeting with the Bear Grylls team.
Yeah.
Yes, we this was this was organized by the partner we were meeting there, that we had to get with. That this was part of the events. We were there for 3 days in Zurich, so part of the events was go on a in the woods of Zurich with fucking Bear Grylls. This was the email, like we're gonna meet like like Bear
You're
Grylls
already
team.
on the Bear Grylls trip since the beginning.
What? Yeah,
You're already.
yeah, we were already on a Bear Grylls trip, bro. I was surviving at that
Yeah.
point. I don't know what's gonna be worse, but we had it was very. Uh, I don't even know what to expect. Like we thought that Bear Grylls was gonna be there, but it
Yeah.
was only his team, and it was like, are we scammed? Like the email said, we're gonna meet the team. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna be like one of the best, like a Bear Grylls event. This was like it was commercialized as well. Yeah, Bear Grylls event. It's gonna be awesome.
It was about his watch, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he was like sporting this watch.
Yeah.
This he was the on the ad campaign for the brand, and it was the next day. Like after I slept for like 6 or 7 hours, finally
Yeah.
I had to hike through Zurich woods for 9 hours and like cover my face with mud
Yeah.
and learn knots and go over ravines and fill up condoms with water, which is gonna be another time topic because we're certainly out of time now
Yeah.
for this. But it was a like fucking huge event.
Yeah. But did you felt that you should go to the trip even though you knew that it was for so many hours that you were like you needed to travel?
I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, because the initial plan was with a car, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're gonna have like one mode of transportation, and we're gonna
Yeah.
sleep here, and was gonna be okay. But after the car broke down, we had to like adapt,
Yeah.
overcome, and survive, as Bear Grylls would say.
But it was influential for you, right? You needed it probably just to
I think
taste a lot of yourself.
uh, yeah, I tested a lot of myself. I didn't know I can like go through everything like this. This was like a month of traveling.
Yeah.
It was something different. Like, and I got sick. Yeah, a lot of stories, but we're gonna get into it. This I can go in another hour,
Yeah.
but we're so out of time. So yeah,
So end of story is like we need to travel, we need to explore, and um, we need to like listen to our gut because at the end of the day, even if I'm calling every coffee teller and asking what to do, I have this feeling in my
yes,
chest. that you need to do it.
Even if people were telling you to drink every day, don't do it.
Yes.
Especially if you're on an Erasmus program.
Yeah, and if you're young and you don't have any obligations, which you usually don't have in
Yeah.
university, just go to every city that you're interested in. Because what we were doing, like opening the map, and my friend was like, "Have you ever been to Warsaw? Did you hear something about it?" I was like, "No." She was like, "Let's go there and let's explore it." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was not the same for me. It was more work related, but
yeah.
I surely have some more stories
Yeah, he
about
was
this.
like, let's go to Switzerland, but travel the
Yes,
entire
like
Europe.
16 different let's go to Switzerland, but first 16 different countries.
Yes, that's
And
great.
yeah, well, guys, this is up for us. Like, this is it for us for now.
Yeah.
We're gonna get back to our to next week's topics. We're gonna get into like traveling a little bit maybe again, but right now we just have to wrap this up. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And if you have an interesting story about traveling or a place that you could recommend to us, just share it in the comments. And last but not least, just check out Urban Move.
yes,
Um, this is our brand. I'm the co-founder. This is the creative marketing director and everything
yeah.
that's related to to the creative part. And yeah, support us, subscribe to our channel, check us on
At Urban
TikTok.
Move Fashion.
Yeah, this is Instagram and at Urban Move on TikTok. We'll be sharing more content. I'm trying to buy some gear and equipment for vlogging as well because I'm traveling to Berlin soon in 3 weeks.
Yes,
So yeah, if you also have some,
interesting stories to share.
yeah.
We're here listening to them, and yeah,
See you soon.
see ya, guys.
Bye bye.